Let me tell you a story. Not a loud one. Not a heroic one. But a real one. His name was Adam. And no, he wasn't special. That's exactly the point. Adam was one of those people the world never stops for. He existed quietly, moved carefully, and dreamed silently. Not because he lacked ambition, but because life taught him early that dreaming too loudly gets punished. Adam grew up in a place where survival was praised more than growth. Where stability was called success. And where failure was something you carried alone. From the outside, his life looked normal. But inside, Adam carried a constant weight. A feeling that something was wrong with him. Even though he couldn't explain what it was. As a child, Adam learned how to doubt himself before others could do it for him. At school, he understood lessons, but not fast enough. He had ideas, but not the confidence to say them out loud. Every time he raised his hand and got something wrong, a small part of him shut down. Teachers told him, "You're smart, but distracted. You have potential." And Adam didn't know it then. But potential can slowly destroy you. If it's never turned into action. Because potential means expectation. And expectation means pressure. Pressure became his shadow. When Adam became an adult, he believed effort would fix everything. So he tried. And tried. And tried again. Different jobs. Different paths. Different versions of himself. He would start strong. Late nights, big promises, endless motivation. And then doubt would arrive. Quietly. It would ask questions like, "Who do you think you are? Do you really believe this will work?" Slowly, motivation faded. Projects died unfinished. And Adam added another failure to the list he pretended not to keep. Friends moved forward. They talked about achievements, travel, confidence. Adam listened. Smiled. Nodded. And felt smaller every time. Here's the truth no one tells you. Most people don't break suddenly. They break slowly. Failure by failure. Disappointment by disappointment. Until one day, trying feels heavier than quitting. Adam didn't stop believing in success. He stopped believing he deserved it. That's when things get dangerous. That night was quiet. No drama. No shouting. No tears at first. Adam sat alone in his room, staring at the wall like time had stopped. He picked up his phone and scrolled. Not out of curiosity. But out of habit. Success. Happiness. People living life. He put the phone down. And for the first time, a thought felt comforting. What if I stop trying? Not dying. Not disappearing. Just stopping. Stopping the effort. Stopping the hope. Stopping the disappointment. He sat on the floor. Back against the wall. Mind completely exhausted. Thoughts whispered. You gave it enough chances. You're tired. It's okay to quit. That was the closest Adam ever came to giving up. And then a memory interrupted the silence. Years earlier, an old man once said to him, "Most people quit when the pain of growth becomes harder than the pain of staying the same." Adam hated that sentence. Because it felt personal. He sat there for a long time after remembering it. Not inspired. Not motivated. Just honest. And then he stood up. Not because he felt strong. But because he refused to let that be the last image of himself. Adam didn't say, "I will succeed." He didn't say, "I will change my life." He said something smaller. Something real. "I won't fix everything. I'll just fix tomorrow." The next day, he chose one thing. One skill. 1 hour. No big plans. No unrealistic goals. Just consistency. Some days he failed. Some days he hated it. Some days he wanted to quit again. But this time, he didn't. Adam learned something important. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays quiet. He learned how to work without feeling inspired. How to continue without results. How to trust effort instead of emotion. Months passed. Nothing magical happened. But something inside him shifted. Failure stopped meaning, "I'm useless," and started meaning, "I'm learning." Success didn't arrive loudly. It arrived silently. One day, Adam realized he wasn't afraid anymore. Not because life became easy, but because he became stronger. He had built confidence through consistency. Identity through endurance. He became someone who doesn't quit easily. Years later, Adam looked back at that night on the floor. He didn't feel shame. He felt respect. Because that was the night he stood one step before giving up. And chose to move forward anyway. If you're listening to this right now, and you feel tired, lost, close to quitting, let me tell you something honestly. You're not weak. You're human. But remember this. Giving up often stands right next to success. And sometimes, one more step is all it takes. Thank you for listening.